I remember the first day we went to pick up our foster child. When she came to us was actually 10 years old. I remember everything as if it was yesterday. She was afraid to be alone in her new environment, so I had to pull out a mattress and sleep next to her. And even when it was time to go to sleep, she needed to sleep with the lights on. And that went on for about 3 to 4 months. Sleeping was not an easy adjustment for both of us, but nor were the waking moments.
Eileen came to us through Child Protective Services. What struck me was a frightened look in her eyes, which often masked with defiance. Our instruction for daily routines was very often challenged because it wasn't a routine at home. Things like having proper meal times, drinking water, even showering, those things were constantly challenged. Her grades in school were appallingly low. She could get 10, 20 marks for some stuff, even sometimes 0. She asked, how on earth can you get 0 for something? And she said, well, I'll be so tired, sometimes I'll just go in there and I'll just fall asleep. Quite often she would come home and share with us that she was ridiculed in school for various reasons. And it's heartbreaking because quite often she doesn't know how to react. So reacting with anger and reacting with violence became quite a bit of a norm for her. So we wondered really, how can we instill a sense of hope, instill a sense of motivation in someone like that? And there was one particular incident where our daughter Isabella shared a favourite toy with her and showed it to her. And because they were the same age, there was a sense of competition in that sense. Eileen secretly went to the room, took it out and destroyed the toy and tore it apart. So it really broke our hearts because we know that deep down inside, Eileen wants to be accepted. I really felt the tension when Isabella said, Papa, and this whole fostering thing is really all of us against you. With the struggles as a whole for the family, we wondered sometimes whether we had made the right decision to foster. I think this is what God was calling me, calling us as a family to do, but at what cost? I remember driving out to the park one morning to take time with God to seek His direction, and I started crying uncontrollably, and I really felt God's embrace and God saying to me, I hear you, I feel your tension, I know you are torn between your family and trying to obey me. It was no longer my own effort that was needed to hold the family together. Fostering was not only my burden to carry, but it was God's great heart for the lost.
I understood my husband's convictions, I really did. I know where his heart was when it comes to why we wanted to foster and why we started fostering. I also believe it. But when it got so tough and it became such a struggle, I started questioning my relationship with God. If I have the Spirit of God within me, why can't I love her? I felt like I lacked this joy. God, I've been sacrificing our whole family for you. We've been doing this fostering thing. But actually, I think the one thing that God really showed me was that I've been trying to do this on my term and not God's term. As I surrendered, I began to realize that as much as our foster child needed us, we also needed her. And there was a divine reason why she was in our family.
After a few months, Eileen's grades were starting to improve in school. It was going from 10, 20 marks to 30, 40 marks. It was really encouraging and she was proud to show us her grades. We actually heard from a teacher that when the teacher said pens down, she actually cried. And that was because she could not finish the rest of the paper. The fact that she was so motivated showed that it was a really, really big change. One evening she came back after school and she said, Uncle Edwin, I have friends, It's because, you taught me that if I want to have friends, I need to listen to them, I cannot beat them, I cannot bully them. So, really she has started to internalize some of these things and try to apply it to the way she engages with people. It has come to a stage now where Eileen, instead of feeling that she's competing with Isabella, has started to see her as an older sister almost, respecting her, asking her for advice in even friendships. So it's really heartening to see.
And as we progressed in this fostering journey, we realized that, wow, this is on God's heartbeat. And there's a reason He has you on this journey. He's the one who's going to help you. He's the one who's going to see you through. And whether you actually bring a child into the home or you provide respite care or you support those who are fostering, if this is what God has placed on your heart, then do it. Say yes.
Yes to leaving everything behind. Yes to forsaking